Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So, I've decided we are going to do something totally new to me today. I have not actually done one of these readings myself for other people, but I love watching these types of tarot readings and doing them for myself. Today, we're doing our first pick a card type of reading. And the subject here is, what do your loved ones in heaven have to say to you? What is the message that your loved ones on the other side have for you right now? Here's how this pick a card reading will work. I have these 4 piles here in front of us. Now what you will do is think about which pile of cards or which stone resonates with you the most out of these 4. And that will be the cards that are meant for you. Now, there are a lot of people that these messages are for, and there are a lot of things that Spirit has to say to us. The reason there are so many piles here is because the messages that resonate with one person or with one group of people may not resonate with other people, and that's okay. So what I need you to do at the moment is to feel free to pause the video, just take some time to sit nice and quiet, take some deep breaths, connect with your angels, with your spirit guides, with your ancestors, with those in spirit who are around you, and ask them, which pile should be for me? Which pile do I need to choose? And you know, if you get the feeling right off the bat that, oh, I need to pick this group of cards, absolutely go for it. So I'll give you a little bit of time here to just think about which cards you want to pull. And then we can go from there. All right? All right. All right. So I'm going to just go ahead and start with pile number 1. Group number 1 chose the cards with my beautiful little onyx kitty on it. Group number 1, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tarot cards, as well as some other oracle cards that we have. But first of all, let's take a look at the tarot cards. First of all, we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant in this reading is saying to me that your loved ones who are on the other side, they really, really want for you to have this kind of unity with all elements of yourself, be it your physical self, the character, or your physical self, the character you play in this life on earth drama, your emotional self, your ego, your, I guess some people would call it like the lower self, and then your spiritual self, who some call the higher self, the part of you that remains in heaven, remains on the other side while you live out your life here. This is the part of you that knows the answer to your questions, that knows what's in your best interest and remembers what it was you came to earth to do. So your loved ones in heaven are reminding you that they're trying to help you with this. They really want you to sort of step into this unity with all aspects of your being. You're kind of in the middle of a time where you're struggling. There's a bit of a fight here. The fight could be internal, but this Knight of Swords, this is one of my cards for dealing with people who are kind of brash and people who are kind of rough, people who are very tactless. You could be dealing with some really difficult people and could be, you know, in the midst of fighting with someone, and it could be somebody that you care for even. And it's like you're having trouble seeing the other side of this, seeing that this will pass, and that there is something bigger and better and brighter on its way for you, for your future. Again, we have, this is just reminding me that you might be struggling You know, you might feel like you are defending yourself against other people. You might feel like you're trying to defend, a message that just came in. For some people, you feel like you are defending, maybe not like your existence, but why it is you do what you do and why you are the way you are. And just trying to get to the other side of the struggle that you're having with another person in your life. You're just trying to get to that higher ground. You're trying to defend yourself and trying to prove yourself, trying to prove either that you're in the right or prove that you have good intentions or prove that you either are the way you say you are or that you're not the way that other people might be saying you are. There's a lot to evaluate here. This is saying that in order to help you to sort of, live in that unity with all aspects of your being and to live in unity with spirit, with the loving guidance and healing and wisdom and light that is on the other side, that is always here with us, even if we don't perceive it. They're telling you that there might be some things in your life that you have to look back on and sort of take account of, and maybe even be held accountable for. Some things in your life, some connections, some relationships, or I'm also getting things that have happened in a particular relationship. It's time to lay everything out, time to lay everything out bare. Take a look at it and be like, is it worthwhile to keep going this way that I'm going? Is it worthwhile to keep doing what I'm doing? Is it worthwhile to still be in relationship with this person that I'm having a conflict with? You know, is it worth fixing? Is it not worth fixing? And we're followed up by go time. Things are going to change. So your conflict is not going to last forever. And this is going to come in a couple of different ways. Now, because this is meant for many, many people, this message, some of this might resonate with you and some of it might not, and that's okay. Either way, there's change coming. So in a relationship where you are constantly fighting with someone and you are feeling like you're constantly trying to prove yourself and prove your innocence and prove your worth, it might be time to walk away. Spirit is telling me it is okay if you need to walk away from someone, if you need to end a relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship, or to some people, I'm even getting the message that it could be a workplace where maybe a lot of stuff has happened that you're like, I don't think that's right, but I don't know if I should question it. It's okay to leave. The universe has your back. This is actually just part of your spiritual journey. It's really nothing that's scary. It's really not an emergency. You know, it's just that it's a change you need to make. And then for others, this change, when it comes to this situation or this person or people that you're fighting with, this could just mean you're going to be able to take those first few steps to help sort of patch things up, to help make the situation better, to just help keep your own self sane. And, you know, it could just mean you're learning how to place boundaries. You are going to be learning how to place boundaries for yourself, but for other people. You're going to be learning how to say no, and you're going to learn when it's time to walk away and when it's time to fix up the relationship or the situation, or, you know, if it's time to do something to improve the situation you're in, or if it's time to just leave. So we're going to go with now the oracle cards that I had pulled. The first one says, I must be selfish enough to align with my well-being. And there we go with the boundaries I mean, it really is not selfish to have boundaries. It is not selfish to put your own needs before somebody else's wants, okay? But some would perceive it as you being selfish for putting up a boundary. Well, if you are not selfish enough to deliberately align with the energy of your source, you have nothing to give away. Some worry that if they take too much of the pie, others will be left with nothing. While in reality, the pie expands in proportion to the vibrational requests of all of you. So maybe in your relationship, you have somebody who's really codependent and is really clingy and is really needy, and you're just not able to provide that constant care and support anymore. It is okay if you say to them, you know what? I need to take care of myself. I'm sorry, I can't answer your call right now. Or you know what? I really can't help you with the situation any more than I've already tried to do. I think it's time that you went to a professional or something like that. You can't pour out of an empty cup. The people who need help, there's always going to be some kind of help available from someone. And if it happens that it just cannot be you in that moment, that's fine. The next thing we have that, the next oracle card that your loved ones in heaven had guided me to pick for you, group 1, is what about those innocent babies? And that's really interesting. Yeah, even your babies are offering vibrations that the universe is matching. And like you, your little ones are influenced by the vibrations of those who surround them. But nonetheless, they are creating their own reality. And like you, long before their physical birth, they set into motion this life experience they are now living. So your loved ones in heaven want you to know that you have been creating and manifesting all your life. Even before your life, you have been doing this. And, well, some of it too with getting into alignment with who you are as a spiritual being, with who you've forgotten that you were, It's okay. Because it's really just all part of the process. You've been doing this all your life. And then there's another message I'm getting is that for those of you who have kids or work very closely with kids, to be careful about your vibrational, your energy. To be careful about your energy. We don't want to, dump on our little ones emotional energy and stress and worry that is not theirs to carry. That is stuff that is ours to heal with and deal with. We have to just be really careful that we don't surround the little ones in our lives with energy that might, be confusing or harmful or might in some way hinder their development. But what we can do and what we do need to be very conscious of is making sure that we put out a vibration of love and respect when we interact with little kids. And again, this is for a large group of people. So for those of you that don't have kids, you don't work with kids, you don't really have anything to do with kids, it might not resonate with you, and that's fine, okay? But this part is resonating for those who are very close with children in some way. We have a responsibility to provide them with the love and the care that they need in an environment that is safe enough for them to feel like they can grow and make mistakes and they can think for themselves, and in an environment that is safe enough so that they can create wonderful and beautiful things for themselves in their lives. The next thing that your loved ones on the other side want you to know is that life is always in motion, so I cannot be stuck. It is not possible to stand still or be stuck because energy, therefore life, is always moving. Things are always changing. The reason it might feel to you as if you are stuck is because, while you are continuing to think the same thoughts, things are changing, but they are changing to the same thing. over and over. And that has to do with our tarot cards, why you were in conflict with someone or a group of someone's or a workplace. You may even be just in conflict with yourself. And we had that Wheel of Fortune saying that things will change. That, you know, you're going to get, if you are stuck in a loop of, I'm tired of this person's BS. I'm tired of this person's BS. All what's going to happen is every time that you encounter that person, you're going to feel afterwards like they just doused you in more BS or more stress or more whatever it is that you're feeling that you don't want to feel after you've been around this person. One of the next things, group one, that your loved ones want you to think about is, what if Source were standing in my physical shoes? It is not your job to make something happen. Your work is to simply determine what it is that you want. If we were standing in our physical shoes, our attention would be on bringing ourselves into alignment with the desires and the preferences that we have launched. We would consciously feel our way into alignment. So these changes and stuff that are going to be coming to your life, your loved ones are saying, don't stress. All you have to do is be willing for things to change. All you have to do is just be willing to feel happier and lighter and feel hopeful and to feel more motivated. You just have to be willing. Now, we have two angel crystal cards that your loved ones in spirit had brought to my attention. The first one is the crystal emerald. The message is ceremonies and celebrations. It is a time of important life passages such as weddings, birthdays, graduations, or anniversaries. And for those of you that this resonates with, if you do have something really exciting, some really exciting transition coming to your life, you know, if you're getting married or someone that you care about is getting married or having a birthday or whatever it is, your loved ones want you to know that they are going to be there too. They're going to be there to celebrate with you. And they still want you to think about them and remember them during these celebrations. And it's not, they're telling me it's not that we want to make it all about us. It's just that they want to share in that joy with you. Our last card for group one is for the crystal peridot. Peridot? Life lessons. You can break free from recurring negative patterns by praying to know the lesson and blessing they contain. That brings us right back to, you know, our tarot cards of feeling like you're in conflict and how your loved ones really, really want you to be back in alignment with who you are and how things were going to change for you. There are many valuable, beautiful lessons that you will learn, that your soul will learn. So the idea here is that you learn these things so that you don't have to go through these experiences again. You don't have to go around that same mountain again with that same person. You don't have to go around the same mountain again with your own self. It's okay. There's healing and there is so much to be learned, okay? All right. So that is what we had for you, group one. That is the message that your loved ones in heaven have for you. I hope that this message reached you well. I hope that, you know, it resonated with you and that it's filled you with some hope and motivation now. All right. So with that said, it's time to move on to group number two. Okay, so group two, welcome to your part of the reading. You've chosen the pile with my beautiful new Septarian stone. I love the Septarian. Like, I just feel so drawn to the stone. It's beautiful. And, you know, it's supposed to help with grounding and with healing our lower chakras, so the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus. So let's see what kind of message your loved ones in spirit have for you today. We're going to start off with the tarot cards, and they have given us 3 tarot cards, okay? The message here is, first of all, we have the Hermit. The Hermit is somebody who has spent a lot of time maybe in isolation. For some, I'm definitely getting the message that you've, for whatever reason, you know, due to anxiety, due to depression, due to just a lack of clarity in your life, you've sort of been isolating yourself and hiding yourself away from others. But the next one we have, the next 2 we have the 6 of Wands, and this one is referring to victory or success, some kind of just, or recognition as well, but just victory and success and an overall like, this worked, this is amazing, this worked. And the Empress, something is on the way. You are pregnant with a possibility. And I mean, sure, there could be people watching this right now who are actually physically pregnant. And, you know, if that's your case, congrats, yo, because I love babies. But back to, Spirit is wanting me to go into this Hermit again. There are some who have been isolating themselves, and Spirit is saying, you know, it's okay to reach out. It's okay to reach out to Spirit. It's okay, especially we need to reach out to other human beings. We are here to help each other. And we are here to guide each other through this. The other aspect of the Hermit is this is somebody who has spent a lot of time working on themselves, spending a lot of time on their own self-improvement, spending time perhaps in meditation, somebody who has been seeking answers. So this, if you are somebody that has been, you know, curious about Spirit or curious about why the world works the way it does, why are things the way they are, and looking for the truth in everything, then you are definitely meant to choose this second pile of cards. I'm going to go into the Oracle cards. Something that your loved ones in heaven want you to know. This is one of my favorite ones. I now hold the key to creating my every desire. Again, with being pregnant with this possibility. What, you know, I guess the baby in this sense is your dreams, your goals, that which you want to manifest. You are capable of doing so, and it's happening around you right now. It's happening around you right now. Spirit is working very, very hard, and you know, the universe, it's just doing its thing. When you think about that which you want, or conversely, that which you don't want, and that's something you got to be careful for, but we might get into that in a minute. The universe hears it, and says, okay, this person wants this in their life. And if it lines up with the ultimate divine will, it's definitely something that you can have. It is not possible to consistently feel positive emotion about something and have it turn out badly. Oh, here we go. For the way that you feel will tell you if you are allowing your natural well-being or not. So the way that we feel, now it's not to say that because you are feeling depressed or because you are feeling anxiety, it's not to say that, oh, you're just gonna manifest more crap for yourself because that's what you deserve. Not at all. That's not true. But it's just saying, like, just be careful, because, you know, you might, if you are in a state in your life where you've been really, I gotta be careful with this word, but negative, or just really feeling hopeless, and just in a lower vibration than you are used to having and a lower vibration than you're comfortable with having, just be careful, because there's a chance that you might attract people of a similar vibration. And it's not to say that they are bad. It's just that who we hang around with can really, really influence what else we think about. And our thoughts influence our words, and it's our words and our actions that can send that message to the universe, like, you know, this is how I'm vibrating, send things of that vibration to me. Once you understand that the way you feel indicates your level of allowing or resisting, because again, you know, if all you're feeling is resistance to change, then all you're going to get is more and more resistance sent back to you. You now hold the key to creating anything that you desire. So you're able to do it. That which you want is on its way. Next, we have, my greatest gift to give is my happiness. The greatest gift that you could ever give is your own happiness. When you are in a state of joy or appreciation, you are connected to the stream of source energy that is truly who you are. And anything or anyone that you are holding as your object of attention benefits from your attention. So, I mean, okay, this goes back to, again, being careful about not like how we feel, because our emotions, sometimes that's just life on earth. We get feelings that we don't want to feel, and sometimes it feels like we can't control it. But just to be mindful of what we do with our emotions and how we act in response to our emotions, and just the kind of people that we attract to us because of our vibrational essence. So your greatest gift to give is your happiness, and your loved ones in spirit are just saying that, you know, you might end up attracting a few like sad people or broken people here and there, because they can benefit from your beautiful healing light. But also just be careful. Be careful who you allow in. Be careful who you allow to influence your thoughts and your emotions and your decisions and your words. The next thing that they want you to know, my life is supposed to be fun. Be easy about all of this. Life is supposed to be fun, you know. It is the powerful desire of spirit that you return to your state of self-appreciation and self-love. We want you to feel love for your life, for the people of your world, and most of all, for yourself. There is great love here for you. And the next one is, nothing happens without my having invited it. When you understand the law of attraction, you are never surprised by what occurs in your experience. For you understand that through your own thought process, you have invited every bit of it in. Nothing can occur in your life experience without your invitation of it through your thought. Okay, so next we're going to move on to the Crystal Angel Oracle cards. Now, group 1 only got like 2 of those. Group 2, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 angel cards. Wow, your loved ones in spirit, they have so much to say to you. So our first one is the card of Clear Quartz. And the message is, let yourself feel all of your emotions. Like I said earlier, your emotions alone do not attract either good or bad things into your life. It is just what you do with them. But your entire rainbow spectrum of feelings is sending you important messages and guidance. Our feelings are here to send us signals. So if you are feeling, like we go back to this hermit, some people are feeling depressed, some are anxious, some are hopeless, some are just not feeling motivated, and some are confused about life, and I mean, that's understandable. It's just that there's a reason you're feeling this way. Our emotions can send us a signal of, I'm safe here. Everything feels okay here. I am okay here. Or something is wrong. Something needs to change. I need to do something to help myself or to help others. I need to do something to change the situation. Or, something needs to change. And sometimes that's why we get those uncomfortable emotions. The next one is lapis lazuli. And the message is life-changing epiphany or experience. It's a time of big and blessed change for you. And God, universe, source, whatever you want to call that, is supporting you each step of the way. And you know what? Sometimes when we do go through really big growth periods, growth is not always comfortable. If you remember what it was like being a child and you hit like a physical growth spurt, some kids, their bodies just ache. Their legs hurt. I remember I would lay in bed at night and my legs would just ache because my body was growing. And that same thing happens to us emotionally and spiritually. Growth is not always comfortable. Big changes are not always comfortable. And naturally, it just means that we can get, feelings that are heavy or feelings that we just don't want to feel. But it's just a byproduct of the changes that are being made in your life. The next one that they have for you is of the crystal dolomite. The message is stay strong in your faith. A positive outcome is dependent on you keeping a positive mindset. So while you're feeling all of these emotions that you're feeling, it's still safe for you to hope for the best. It's still safe. It doesn't mean you're going to be disappointed. It means you're going to attract that which is positive. What you consciously think about, you're going to attract. So, it's easier said than done. I totally understand, but why not just give it a try? If you're in the middle of some crappy situation and you're feeling like things need to change and you're seeing that there are all these big things happening around you and all of this growth in your life, it wouldn't hurt to just put out to the universe, you know what? I'm gonna just let go of my worries. I'm going to hope for the best. I am going to assume for the best, and I am going to just say it every day. The best is yet to come. I'm getting the best possible outcome of this situation. This situation is for my highest and best and just most blessed spiritual growth. Our next one is of the crystal garnet. Purification and detoxification is the message. It is time to release physical and energetic toxins from your life. And at the time of recording this, we have actually entered this Lionsgate portal, which is like an astrological sort of event where all the crap in the universe has lined up and allowed for this huge influx of spiritual information. We're all getting these big spiritual downloads, and all of these big things are happening. And this Lionsgate portal, this Lionsgate portal has opened us up to at least a decade of growth. And it doesn't mean a decade of struggle. So don't worry about it. If you're feeling like you're struggling right now, don't worry, because you're going to be getting maybe these old memories that are painful, thoughts that are painful. You might end up seeing things in your meditations or in your dream state that remind you of traumas or past hurts from your life or people who have hurt you. The reason that it's coming up is because, one, you are now strong enough to go back and heal from it and deal with it in the proper way. Two, you are just being reminded that this stuff was actually still stuck down within you and that it's coming up so that, three, you can release it. You can do this in many different ways. Some people like to sage themselves or Palo Santo themselves. Some like to hold crystals and meditate and pray. Some like to just meditate, go back, or you know, when these things come up, just consciously go to these thoughts and say, okay, well, what did I learn from that situation? You know, and just remembering that those past things have come up, but you are safe now. You are safe now. And it is safe for you to just even say to the universe, like, I release this in the name of the ever living, loving source. I really longer hurt me. I have healed from this. Some people like to call on the Archangel Michael to come and disconnect, to cut with his sword of truth those energetic and emotional ties which no longer serve you, which no longer need to be there. The next one we have is for the crystal angelite, spiritual or religious community. Join with like-minded people for friendship and increased spiritual growth. So for that extra support as you go through these changes, as you heal from this old stuff in your life, as you learn all of these important lessons, the universe or your loved ones in heaven are just saying, like, that's okay. You can just get together in fellowship with people who are on that same energetic vibration as you. You might find a lot of help and love and support in those places, in those people. And you might find help and support from sources that you didn't even expect. Our last card for you, group 2, is for the crystal charoite. Charoite? Anyways, it's a beautiful purple one. And it says spiritual protection. So your loved ones are telling you, you are being watched over and protected physically, emotionally, and energetically. So we are always surrounded by our spirit guides, our guardian angels, the loving beings that just want to be with us. And it could be different for various people. For some people, it could just be that, you know, your guardian angels and your guides, your ancestors in heaven, or other deities from the faith that resonates with you. They are with you. They are protecting you. And we're right back to this tarot card. Everything here, everything we talked about here, it's all working out for your highest and best good. Okay, so that was you, group 2. Thank you so much for joining and for tuning in. And now I'm going to move on to group number 3. All right, group number 3, you have selected the pile of cards that was underneath of this big, beautiful amethyst. This is one of my favorite crystals. It is just, it's amazing. So first, we're going to look at your tarot cards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Our last group had 3 tarot cards, and this time you guys get 4. So we're going to just take a look and see what this says. Okay. All right. Our first tarot card for you, group number 3, we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands reminds me that there is going to be some kind of news that's going to come your way. So for some of you who are watching this, it will be some unexpected news. It could be some documents. This is also one of my cards for documents that you might receive, or it's just some information that you're going to be receiving. And I'm getting that it has to do with an opportunity, something that you've wanted for a long time, and you're actually going to get like the physical opportunity to go for this. So some information I'm getting from Spirit is that for some of you, it has to do with purchasing a home or even just renting a home, that you're going to get a chance to sit down and look through the documents, the paperwork, and you'll be able to have a better understanding of how all of this is going to go over when it comes to you taking up this opportunity. For some of you, it's going to be some news about your personal life, and it comes in the form of like, well, it could be a letter in the mail, it could be a text message, it could be an email, some kind of a message that you're going to receive from another person. And the next thing that I am feeling from you guys is that there's going to be a message from a friend. Some of you might have a friend that perhaps you haven't really communicated with in a long time, or you don't get to have that much contact with, but they're going to come back sort of into your life with an opportunity. Next, we have the High Priestess, and that is saying trust your gut. Trust that intuition. You have been blessed and gifted with the ability to connect with the divine. And sometimes that happens through our gut feelings about something, whether something seems good or bad to do, whether somebody feels trustworthy or not, just things like that. Just trust your intuition. You have it for a reason, and it's time to start developing it and building on it now too. And it's just, oh, this is so exciting. The next one I have, this card, okay, sometimes it looks a little bit scary, right? This talks about the very end of something. There's going to be an end to something that's coming your way. So again, this opportunity, if it's, for example, a new home, the end might mean you have to leave the neighborhood that you were in, or you might have to leave those around you that you've become really attached to, you know, those who lived near you, who you were attached to, and it can feel really painful at the time, but it's an end that has to come, because without it, that new opportunity it wouldn't come up. There wouldn't be that new beginning for you. Some of this too is just saying that you're going to be letting go. You're going to be letting go of something that no longer serves you. You're going to be letting go of some emotional pain that has no more place in your life. You could be letting go of a situation, or perhaps now some people might be really sad about leaving a certain neighborhood or place that they lived. This might be exactly what you need, and you'll just be happy to do it. And this is just representing that which you're leaving behind. For some, there might be a bit of an emotional struggle, because growth is not always comfortable. You know, change is not always comfortable. Sometimes these things really can hurt, and we have to experience it. And I'm not saying this to make you guys worried or to make you feel afraid or anything. The feeling I get is not that a bad thing is going to happen to you. It's not something like really devastating. It's just something that you might really be struggling with. You're going to be letting go. You'll be letting go of something that hurts you. The next thing we have is the Magician. So taking up that opportunity. Ooh, Spirit just told me your loved ones in heaven are saying to you, like, there's something you have to let go of, and you might not perceive it this way quite yet, but it's something that could really be hindering your growth for the future. And so now for this new opportunity that you're going to be given, or this new information that you're going to be given that's going to really change things for you, this Magician is saying that you have everything you need. So your loved ones on the other side, spirit guides, your angels, they're all saying to you that you have everything you need to do what it is that you need to do what it is that you want to do what you are being led and guided to do. So you don't have to worry about, am I going to be good enough at this? Like, you know, say it's a new job and it's like, oh my gosh, like, my dream job is just being offered to me, but like, am I smart enough to succeed? Do I have what it takes? Can I go the distance? Yes, 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 you can. It's going to be okay. You have help. Now, the Magician wouldn't be able to do here what he's trying to do without the use of what? Magic. What's magic? Well, influence and help from the spirits on the other side. So your loved ones here are saying to you, you have what it takes, and they are going to help you. All right, and now on to our oracle cards. The first thing, or I guess this next message that we have from your loved ones in spirit are saying, my emotions are vibrational interpreters. So what does that mean? Well, Your eyes, your ears, your nose, your tongue, your fingertips are translating vibrations because everything is energy. Everything has some kind of a vibration. But your most sophisticated of vibrational interpreters are your emotions. By paying attention to the signals of your emotions, you can understand with precision everything you are now living or have ever lived. So now it's interesting, we kind of went over this with our last group, that your emotions are there not to attract bad things if you're feeling a certain uncomfortable way. What your emotions do is they are a signal to you. They let you know if you are in alignment with where you need to be and with who you need to be or not, you know? And we can use that, what our emotions are trying to tell us, to sort of interpret, so like, what is the sort of wavelength I've been on right now? So some people might feel really depressed. Some might just feel like constantly frustrated and angry. And this is an example that Spirit is just telling me to tell you guys, that when you feel that way, you kind of take a step back and look at your situation. Well, what have I been doing lately? What have my thoughts been lately? Who have I been hanging out with lately? Who have I been spending a lot of time with and talking to and giving my energy back and forth to lately? And the answers that you come up with might give you some insight on how you're doing on an energetic and vibrational level, and will let you know whether or not you need to change something, or if you're just in the right place where you need to be for right now. Next, it's we are all co-creators within a diverse universe. I just love the art on these cards. Every physical being on your planet is your partner in co-creation. And if you would accept that and appreciate the diversity of beliefs and desires, all of you would have more expansive, satisfying, and fulfilling experiences. So, kind of back to our emotions being vibrational interpreters, when you realize, you know, where you're at on an energetic level, you're able to then decide what it is you want to create. And you might be brought into contact with other people who can help you to manifest what you desire, and you can help them to manifest what it is they need and want to desire, or what they need and desire to have, rather. Our next one is, my financial decline will not elevate the impoverished. You cannot get poor enough to help impoverished people thrive. It is only in your thriving that you have anything to offer anyone. If you want to be of help to others, be as tapped in, tuned in, and turned on as you can possibly be. Now, okay, yes, this card it has the word financial in it. And for some people, absolutely. There are some people who maybe are fortunate enough to be in a place where they make really good money with what they're doing and with where they're at in life. I get the sense that there are some who are sort of conflicted about it. Like, I'm getting the sensation that there are some of you who have just recently gotten a promotion. And that could also be part of this opportunity, right? A promotion or a new job where you're suddenly bringing in a lot more dough than you used to. Now, there are some people who accept that and have just no problems with it. And then there are some that are like, do I deserve this much money? Like, what do I do with this? Yes, you deserve all of the abundance and prosperity that the universe has to offer you. You know, and I think so long as you intend to use it in a way that is constructive and healthy and helpful to the greater good. So some people might feel better, you know, while we're still talking about the financials, donating or purchasing things for somebody who can't afford to do it themselves, or, you know, helping somebody to pay a bill, or just even helping your own family, whether it's to get out of debt, or it's to just pay off that house or pay off that vehicle, or just do whatever it is you need to do so that you can continue to live in the freedom that you want to have. Okay, and then there's also another element to this that is not just financial. So the card had said something about you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give that which you do not have. So it is okay for you to live in joy and peace and harmony, even though other people in the world might be struggling and suffering. Because if you have this light inside of you and this love and this desire to help others and this desire to heal others or just to bring joy to others, do it, because it will help those who are struggling. You cannot help those, you know, with their problems if you haven't taken care of your own self. It's just, you can't give from an empty cup. You can't take the speck out of your friend's eye if you don't remove the plank from your own. All right, and we're going to move into our angel crystal cards. So more messages that your loved ones have for you. Our first one is Diamond. Value your self-worth. You are God's precious gem, or universe, or source, or Allah, Buddha, Shiva, whoever it is that, whichever deity it is that you love and honor. Even just the love of the universe is with you. You are just so worthwhile. You are so worthy of manifesting abundance and prosperity. You are so worthy of manifesting your definition of success. The next one we have is for the crystal Amber, and the message is give it to God. Take a deep breath, and on the exhale, release the situation to God for healing and answers. So this will definitely resonate with some. We're back to our tarot card again, how you're going to be leaving behind something that's either not good for you, or you're leaving something behind and it's really upsetting for you to leave it behind. It's safe to just let it go and give it to God. It doesn't help us. Our own worrying about this stuff does not help us solve the problem. Our angels, our spiritual guides, and our loved ones who are in heaven and on the other side, they are not annoyed when you ask them to take on this burden that you're carrying. It does not bother them when you ask them for help. They want to help you. That's why we have guides and guardian angels. That's why our loved ones who are on the other side do come and check in on us. They want to help us. And they have the ability to do so. So it's okay to give all of that to Spirit. If you're struggling, it's okay to give that struggle over to Spirit so that they can relieve your burden, at least for a little while. And our last one for you, group 3, we have Watermelon Tourmaline. Oh, the art on these cards are gorgeous. Stress reduction. De-stress your mind, body, and schedule as you need to rest, recharge, and revive. And that goes along with giving it to God. So absolutely do, while you give that burden, you cast your care onto God, universe, source, whatever. Again, in the meantime, you can do your own part by taking care of your body, taking care of your mental health, getting your house in order. I have a little bit of clutter back here behind me, and sometimes when I'm struggling with something, I'm like, I have all of these areas of growth in my life, and it's like, what do I do first? What if I'm doing this wrong? What about this? What about that? And I always hear the message, just take care of yourself. Get yourself in order. Sometimes I'll hear my guides say to me, you need to eat. You haven't eaten yet. Or you haven't had any water today. Or I'll hear, did you take your meds yet? Because for me personally, that's one. And I'm getting that for other people. That's a big thing too, is taking care of your physical health and remembering that, while it's fine and it's wonderful and honorable and good to take care of others, where is the honor and love in disregarding your own needs, right? So that is the end of the messages for group 3. I really hope that this reading was able to help you and was able to uplift you and give you some kind of hope. Okay, and now I'm going to move on to my final group, group 4. All right, and now for group number 4. Last but not least, you have chosen the cards underneath of this just gorgeous chunk of this like sugary white quartz crystal. Oh, it's beautiful. I wish I could remember the stone's like proper name, but anyways, this is one of my stones that attracts angels. So this is a very special pile of cards. All right, not that the other ones aren't, but it's just different. So let's take a look at your tarot cards. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 tarot cards for you for group number 4. These ones are interesting because these cards want to be read 2 and 2. So our first couple for group 4 is that, well, we have prosperity and success, and the idea of, well, I guess having it made is on its way. And there's a very strong spiritual influence in your life that is going to lead to your ultimate abundance. Now, we also have the 4 of Pentacles, which is my card for insecurity, and the Death card. And the Death card here, the word I heard when I pulled this, death is a release. So what's going on here is that we need to release our insecurities about, well, about money, and that's easier said than done, right? But, you know, release our insecurities about our finances, release our insecurities about our prosperity and our definition of success. I'm going to look into the oracle cards now. First one we have from your loved ones in heaven. They want you to remember that our first card here says, I will do my best to make the best of it. A key to regaining your feeling of empowerment. And that's another thing. This is a king card, not just a knight, not just a page, a king with, well, a lot of power. Oh, and then we got the strength card. And our strength card also refers to power. So a key to regaining your feeling of empowerment is to decide right now that no matter how good or how bad you are feeling, you're going to do your best to make the best of it. Do that again and again, and in a short period of time, you'll find yourself in a very good feeling place. And when we choose to just make the best of it, make the best of our insecurities, or if we're in a situation, I'm getting from Spirit that some of the people who chose this pile are having financial struggles, or are having a struggle with either finding a job or finding the right job for them, or, you know, and are worrying about, you know, do I take this job that I know I will love, that I know is right for me, but, you know, like I'm worried about the money? We can make the best of it by just consciously choosing to release our insecurities. That's one of the first steps we can take to making the best of our situation, is to just, you know, say to your guardian angels, your guides, your ancestors who are on the other side, things like, okay, well, you know what? I understand that you're here to help me. Please help me to release my worries. Please help me to release my fears. And the next thing they want you to know is that every reality has been focused by someone into being. You were taught to face reality before you even knew you were creating reality. Do not face reality unless it is a reality you want to create, for any reality that only exists because someone has focused it into being. Those statistics about your experiences and others are not about any hard and fast now reality. So when, you know, we have all of this, oh my, these cards are hard to pick up. Prosperity, abundance, and empowerment, and all of this is coming into your life, group 4. And while in the meantime, you're like, okay, yeah, that's easy for you to say because, you know, I have all of these payments to make. I had this thing happen. I have all of this stress, I have all of that stress. Is that the reality that you want to continue looking at every day? Because there is a way to change it. There's a way to change it. And that's what this Every Reality card is talking about. The next thing that they want you to remember, my emotional set points can be changed. So we have those people that are just they always seem just la la la, bubbly, happy and bright and sparkly and so joyful. And then you get those people that it's like, girl, what's your problem? Why are you so cranky? Well, like not just like girl, but you know, like, why are you so cranky? Why are you so negative? I don't really like using that word to describe people, but you know, it's like, why? Some people, we just wonder, like, why is their vibration like that? And are they stuck that way? Well, no. Your loved ones on the other side want you to know that if, you know, you're usually finding yourself frustrated and fed up and grouchy and tired and this and that, and that's been going on so long that that's kind of just become your normal state of being, that set point can change. Your set points are achieved by attention to a subject. We want you to understand the extreme value in deliberately achieving your own set points. Because once you expect something, it will come. The details of it may play out differently, but the vibrational essence will always be an exact match. So that also has to do with releasing our insecurity, releasing that stuff which we just don't want to feel. Or, you know, which doesn't really serve us anymore. It's okay to let that go, because those set points can change to something more constructive and positive, or something more joyful and uplifting. Next, we have, it is natural for my body to be well. You do not have to think specific positive thoughts about your body, but you have to not think specific negative thoughts. If you could never again think about your body and instead just think pleasant thoughts, your body would reclaim its natural place of wellness. Okay, well and that's just what I read off the back of the card, okay? So I don't know everybody's situation, but Spirit is telling me that some illnesses and some things that happen in the body just happen, and we're not sure why it happened, but we can go get treatment and go get better and take care of ourselves. And then there are some things that people just happen to be born with that, again, this is one of those things I have to be careful with how I say it. I mean it with the most respect, but there are some people who are born with like medical problems in their body, and some of it is because it has to do with something that their soul came to this earth school to learn. You know, maybe whether it's compassion for yourself and patience for yourself, or compassion for others, patience for others, or it's allowing others to help you, allowing others to have compassion for you. And that's not the same as pity. Compassion is just a genuine, like, I really care about you. I want to do everything I can to make sure that you are healthy and comfortable and safe. And that some illnesses, though, like I was getting at, some illnesses happen to be a physical manifestation of what that person has been putting out to the universe, the kind of energy that person has been putting out to the universe. So for example, like somebody who's been working really, really hard lately, and all they've been able to think about and talk about is like, I'm so stressed out, I'm so stressed, I'm so overwhelmed, I'm so this, so that. They might start finding that in their body, they could be manifesting, you know, things like anxiety, things like depression, things like migraines and tension headaches. Those migraines and tension headaches, those were two things that they jumped into my mind. And that, yeah, you know what? Yes, there are some things in our body that we take medication for, that we rely on, you know, like earthly sort of treatments for. That's fine. You know, if people weren't meant to make those discoveries for different cures, different treatments for things, you know, if we weren't meant to like use that, then we wouldn't have it, right? And some treatments, it's like we use them while we continue to do our own part to release our stress as much as we can, to eat properly and to get enough sleep and to, you know, maybe be active enough that our bodies can just feel healthy and good again. Okay? The next message that your loved ones have for you is, whatever I can imagine, the universe can deliver. If you have the ability to imagine it, or even to think about it, then the universe has the ability and the resources to deliver it fully unto you. For it is like a well-stocked kitchen with every ingredient imaginable at your disposal. Again, has to do with that success, that abundance, that prosperity, and it's really strong. It's a very strong force, and it's coming your way, and it's coming hard, and it's coming fast. Your loved ones are just saying that whatever you can imagine, Spirit can help you with. Now we're going to move into our angel cards for this reading. The first one is for the crystal Aqua Aura, and it says healthy communication and relationships. So this is actually something that your loved ones in spirit want you to be very mindful of, but it's also something they're willing to help you with, you know, so long as you just ask. Heart-to-heart discussions and clear and assertive communication help you to understand and to be understood. Again, your loved ones in spirit they are just more than willing to help you with that. You just gotta ask. Next, we have the crystal citrine. Unnecessary worries. Release the burden of worries by giving them to God or universe or source, whichever you want to call that, for healing and for solutions. So there's our worries. There's the release. Next, we have for the crystal Larimar, sensitive emotions. Times of heightened emotions and sensitivity call for extra self-care and gentleness. It also sort of has to do with that oracle card that talked about our bodies being well. If you are in a time or a part of your life where you're really overwhelmed, you're really stressed, you're really this and that, you just have to be extra gentle and extra patient and extra kind and caring to yourself. Next, we have yellow jasper. And this message is control issues. Utilize your God-given strength and power instead of fearing that others may try to control you. Again, it's a fear that you're going to be releasing. Our last card for you, group 4, is for the crystal opal. And it says, let yourself sparkle and shine. You are guided to be bold and to show your bigger than life side to the world. So that actually also has to do with the strength. You are safe to show this side of you to the world. You're totally supported and cared for by the universe. Yeah, I think the last little bit of that may have cut off. So I was just saying our last card is just let yourself shine. Just do you. Be your best you. You are safe. You're supported. And you are so deeply loved. And I'm just getting an image of like everybody in spirit is just dancing and celebrating because, you know, all of these beings who love you and adore you, they are so happy to see you just coming out of your shell, letting go of your insecurities, releasing your worries, and just finally being who you are and who they know and who they love and who you know and love. Okay? All right. So that's the end of my very first pick a card reading that I've done on this channel. So if you really liked that, hit me up with a comment, a thumbs up, a subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to. Let me know if you want to see more of this on my channel. I really enjoyed it.